We are keeping a close eye on Ukraine as the Russian invasion continues. We've got team coverage coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. And we want to welcome you inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios on this Thursday night. A lot of developments, of course, in Ukraine, so we'll keep an eye on that coming up. Also, we're going to be talking with Dustin Grove about a special report that he's been working on for our 11 o'clock show tonight, looking at a silent epidemic that is impacting our young kids. We're talking about suicide. This is a topic we don't talk about very much, but we need to talk about this because this is a mental health crisis across Indiana. Dustin's going to talk a lot about this and not only the resources that are available, but an opportunity for you to get involved tomorrow on Facebook. So I hope that you'll stay with us tonight for that. But we want to begin, as we do every night, with weather. And certainly, Angela, tonight is a night where we do want to talk about it because we've got a real mixed bag going on out there, don't we?
We do. My husband stepped out of his office in Fishers, took a few steps and said it was really slick. Your wife was kind of wondering where the snow was.
Yeah.
Up into Lafayette, Peru, that the snow really stayed across the northern part of the state.
Right.
The rest of us kind of in this mix of rain, freezing rain, and at times a little bit of sleet.
Right.
And it can be a little deceiving because it's coming down as rain, but temperatures for the most part are below freezing. So that is going to freeze on contact. Now, full disclosure, Scott and I both stepped outside. He went all the way into the parking lot.
Oh, I got in my car, turned on the car.
Okay.
And, you know, the doors, looked like there was freezing rain, but
Yeah.
the windows, no problem.
Okay, so I stuck my foot out the door on the sidewalk, and it wasn't slippery, but it really is just going to depend on where you are. And those of you across the northern part of the state going, well, we had the snow, and there's still some snow to track on the backside of this storm system from Milwaukee through the eastern sections of Iowa. Mentioned the temperatures were well below freezing for most of us. The exception, we're still a bit above freezing, Lafayette, Columbus, Shelbyville. So the southern part and the southeastern part of our area, this is more rain at times mixing with a little bit of sleet. What you see on live Doppler 13 radar is coming down in the form of rain. We have just enough cold air at the surface that it is starting to freeze on some surfaces, so just travel with some extra caution. Beech Grove, south to Southport, over toward Acton, into Greenwood. We're south to Bargersville, into Franklin, and then over towards Shelbyville and Rushville. We'll continue our track to the east. Again, what you see in pink is kind of that wintry mix of rain and freezing rain. Newcastle, Winchester, Lynn, south to Richmond, Connorsville, and Liberty. And then across the southern part of the state, this is mainly rain. As temperatures start to fall, might be enough for a few pockets of sleet and for some refreezing as the storm system starts to move out, and it will move out by sunrise tomorrow. Still under the winter weather advisory for most of us until 4 a.m. and actually Future Track 13 doing a great job on the placement of that rain and then the freezing rain line. That will continue and may mix with a little bit of snow before completely coming to an end. The farther north you are, the better chance you have for a little additional snow. But the real big accumulating snow that we had earlier today of an inch or so is now over, and we'll turn our attention to a cold Friday. Slick roads still possible through tomorrow morning. That's a view of Monument Circle, and we'll be tracking the temperature fall, the temperature drop, and some slick roads as we kick off our Friday. So a little extra travel time through that Friday morning drive. Scott?
Suicide is a difficult conversation to have, but it's an important one because Dustin Grove's got an important story that you're going to see tonight on 13 News at 11. It's called Kids on the Edge. He's been doing a lot of research on this topic of suicide. Tell us what you've learned.
This is startling. As the parent of 3 kids, one of them a young teenager, it was really eye-opening to see that suicide, attempted suicide, and other mental health issues among our kids involving anxiety and depression, those numbers have been on the rise, up like 60% every year since 2007. But during the pandemic, it really skyrocketed, up like 20% or something like that. And so mental health officials basically declared this a national emergency last fall and said, we really need to do something about it. So we talked with mental health professionals about why we're seeing this across the country and right here in central Indiana and what can be done about it. And I thought one of the most compelling pieces of this story was when we heard from a family who tragically knows this pain very personally. And we have part of that story that we're going to see tonight at 11. Take a look.
Okay.
Dylan Randall was just 14 years old, a 7th grader at Western Boone Junior Senior High School.
Very, very happy kid.
But in March of 2020, his mom noticed a major change.
When COVID hit, they shut the schools down, and he's a people person. So when they took him away from people, it just really affected him. And he just kind of started self-isolating, and we tried medicine.
They tried a therapist too, but none of it was working.
He went from very happy, outgoing person to never come out of his room, very violent mood swings.
Then one day after school last spring,
I found him.
Tasha Randall lost her son to suicide.
But you did everything you could.
Yeah. And I still lost my son.
Boy, this is heartbreaking to watch.
Heartbreaking. And, you know, it took a lot of strength for his mom to talk with us.
Right.
And she said, we are talking, our family is talking, because we want people to talk about this.
Right.
To recognize the signs, to get help. You know, the people who run, it's called soundthealarmforkids.org. It's a group of nonprofits, the Children's Hospital Association. They launched a campaign last fall to sound the alarm when it comes to this kind of thing. And they said, you know, when our kids have a fever, when they have a cough, a sore throat, we take them to the doctor. They want us to get to the point where we recognize the signs of mental illness in our kids and we get them help that they need.
So your story tonight is going to give parents some important information that's going to
Absolutely.
help them recognize these signs.
Yeah, and we've also got resources online at WTHR.com already right now where you can go to find out what the signs are, where to get help if your kids need it. And then also tomorrow at 1 o'clock on our WTHR Facebook page, we will be having a virtual town hall meeting with mental health professionals where you at home can join the conversation, ask them questions, because we really want to get people talking about this because something's got to be done about it.
And if parents want to join that conversation on Friday afternoon, where should they go?
1 o'clock p.m. on our WTHR Facebook page.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's an important conversation. Kids on the Edge, an important special report from Dustin. You'll see it tonight on 13 News at 11. And we are also giving you a live picture from Ukraine tonight because we're keeping a close eye on the Russian invasion. The Ukrainian president says 137 civilians and military personnel have been killed. The White House expressing outrage tonight at credible reports from Ukrainian officials that the staff at the Chernobyl nuclear plant have been taken hostage by Russian troops. Tonight at 11, we've got team coverage for you. Lauren Kostick, Emily Longnecker, and myself all talking to people here in Indiana who have connections to Ukrainians. My particular story, I want to show you a picture of the family that is staying with some Indianapolis residents. They are involved in a Christian organization that does missionary work in Ukraine, and they had visas and were able to get out ahead of time. So they are safe tonight, but they are worried about their friends and other relatives still back in Ukraine. My conversation with this family coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. So we've got some difficult topics coming up on the news tonight at 11. And we do want to thank all of you for watching us on Facebook tonight. Let me go ahead and give a few shout outs tonight as we bring Angela back in. Let's see, we've got Chris joining us. Pamela is with us. Teresa, Tanya, all with us. Barbara is joining us from Southwest Florida. Ooh. That sounds pretty good, Barbara. We're glad you're having there.
You.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Jody saying be extra safe out there. I think that's something that a lot of us are feeling tonight. Sharon is with us. We've got Amanda from Pittsburgh, Scott from Kokomo tonight. We've got, let's see, Maloney from Greencastle, Amber's from Frankton tonight, and Ellen, Jody, Sharon, Regina from Westfield. So we got lots of Facebook friends tonight. So if you've just joined us, you missed the top of the Facebook page, What's the deal for tomorrow?
We still have the wintry mix in play right now, and the deal is it's going to be slick tomorrow morning. Not everybody, but there will be some slick roads. There will be some school delays. The steady snow that we saw across the far northern part of our area has come to an end. May get a few additional snow showers before it completely comes to an end as the storm system moves out, but what you see on live Doppler 13 radar, mainly in the form of freezing rain, and sleet from Indianapolis east and south. And it all depends on where you are and your current temperature. If it is below freezing, that is freezing on contact, so just take it easy tomorrow morning.
So once we get done with this, are we free and clear for Saturday and Sunday at this point?
I have sunshine in the forecast for the weekend. And
that is what we need.
30s for a chilly start, but like last weekend, we're going to end the weekend on a bit of an upswing and in the 40s.
Oh, we like that a lot. All right, so we have a lot coming up tonight on 13 News at 11, the latest in Ukraine. Of course, we're going to take a look at Dustin's special report and Angela's 7-day forecast, all when we see you in about 50 minutes over on Channel 13. Have a great night. Be safe out there.